Hi everyone, my name's Sarah McLucas. I'm a cooperating teacher with Special Hope Network, and I've been with Special Hope for a little over a year and a half. I've really enjoyed it, so I hope some of this could be helpful to you if you're considering coming or getting ready to come to Zambia. As a cooperating teacher, that meant that I worked with the Resource Center and the CCCs, supporting teachers who are Zambians, and basically supporting them in their roles and supporting the programs so that they serve our kids and our families the best that they can. So I'm going to talk a little bit about preparation for going to Zambia. Hope some of it's helpful to you. So I had never gone anywhere, I had never moved anywhere like that before. I had never planned to. So as far as transitioning to a new country, it was pretty new to me. I had visited some places in Europe before, so I had traveled internationally, but never for a long period of time. So my initial advice would be not to worry too much, not to feel like it's this insurmountable thing to do. If that makes sense. It's going to be okay. Lots of people do it. I don't think I realized that. Just how many people do that even for work. There are a lot of expats there, so expatriates who have come from other countries, left their home, and have gone just to do their jobs. So it's not that uncommon. So I would want to reaffirm everybody that it's going to be okay. As far as preparing those stateside, you have lots of stuff to prepare. That was oftentimes at the forefront of my mind. I was always thinking about our stuff and what we were going to do with our stuff, which is definitely a big part of preparation and getting ready to go. It's not everything. So I was thinking about what we need to bring, what we need to leave behind, how we were going to get rid of a lot of stuff, because we didn't have that much that we wanted to keep necessarily. I would encourage you to not hold on or not worry about things that are replaceable or don't mean that much to you. So like we sold a lot of our furniture that had been given to us that we didn't really choose or didn't need to keep. That helped us and helped us have some cash to be buying furniture when we moved. So I sold a lot on Facebook Marketplace. Everything from little appliances to furniture and things like that. That helped, so we didn't have to worry about storing that much. We ended up fitting everything in Alan's parents' attic, which was really nice of them, and closet, but we didn't get a storage unit or anything, which probably was unique to our situation. But I'd encourage you to not keep stuff that you don't need, because as we've gotten back and seen that stuff, I think, why is this here and why did I keep this? I'll just get a new one, or I don't need that thing, like that plastic container. It's not worth storing. It's not worth the space, honestly. After you move things back and forth a lot, you realize, unless it's meaningful, don't worry about it, would be my overall advice as far as this stuff. I was in touch with people in Zambia a lot, though, about which things I should bring. We brought a lot of clothes. We brought some really useful kitchen things, like our cast iron pan, some of our good pans, a good knife, things like that that are expensive and you're not going to want to buy a new one. We shipped a lot of stuff with Amazon, so you'll want to check if they're still doing that. It's just a company that ships things over a longer period of time to Lusaka. The benefit with that was that the weight didn't matter, so we put all of our heavy stuff, like that cast iron pan or like a couple good pans, some tea towels, things like that. Which was nice. I would say, again, you can get pans there, so it's not, don't worry about it that much. Don't bring any electronics, really, that are major. Like, don't bring your hairdryer or your straightener or a kitchen appliance. Like, don't pack that stuff because it's not going to work without an inverter. If you really want it, I know other people would love their American blender or things like that, but just check that it can be used with an inverter. Otherwise, if you just plug it in the wall there, it will fry it and then you won't be able to use it. So like a KitchenAid mixer, we borrowed one in Zambia, which was really nice, but don't bring something like that unless you're going to use it with an inverter all the time, which you can do. But like I brought a pressure cooker. I shipped a pressure cooker, which was unnecessary in my opinion. I never used it because I was afraid it was going to blow out the inverter. What did I tell family or friends who were sad we were leaving? Yeah, so a lot of people, especially from church, they really understood. They were familiar with people going somewhere to do work that they were support raising for or was missions work. Yeah, so they were familiar and very supportive. For people who aren't as familiar with that, it just feels more strange. And that's okay. I would say handling those people or handling those situations, just understand that that's not normal to everybody. And so that's okay. Not everybody has to be really excited or understanding of what you're doing. You're going to have plenty of people who are, but that doesn't have to be everybody. And I would say that's okay. Some people are going to think, it's not going to make sense that you would get a degree maybe and then go do that or not make as much money or be asking other people to support you with their money. It's not going to make sense to everybody. That's fine. Just be gracious with people because you want them to come along in your experience there and be able to understand it and not feel kind of really put off by you if you're not gracious with them just because they're not really supportive of you. That's okay. They can still learn about what you're doing and yeah, hopefully by that point you're already confident enough in what you're doing there and that the Lord's calling you to do that work. So, and to those people. So at that point, there's not very much you can do to change other people's minds. And families and parents are protective, and that's how it's going to be for a lot of people. So if you're in that situation, I wouldn't worry about that too much. How did I look for a house? We were really fortunate in that someone else found a house for us and toured it and FaceTimed us the video, and we loved it. If that's not the case, you can look on Expat Zambia and things like that for people selling houses. I'd say it's really important to communicate with leadership there about the location of your house based on what job you're doing. You don't want to be in a position where you're actually far away from the work you're going to be doing. If you're working at the office primarily, then you're going to look, something in Roma area is great. You can ask on Expat Zambia, looking for a place to rent in Roma. That's fabulous. People will always show you different places. I would say that as you're figuring that out, if you're doing it more on your own, your landlord is really important and the security is really important. I would prioritize that over other things, and I wouldn't want to settle right away for something that's not so good. We were really, really fortunate in where we lived, and so I always have that in my mind that something like that is available. We lived on a plot with other people, so like a plot with the concrete walls and the electric fence and electric gate outside is kind of common. There are benefits to that and drawbacks. So some of it's the same benefit and drawback, which is that you have other people on the plot. So it's less likely that it's going to be unoccupied during the day, which would be more of a security risk. You want a gardener, you want people who are there, and you want that to be known that, oh, this is a place that has people on it, rather than just you. That's ideal. At the same time, then you open yourself up to those other people and whoever they have in and all of that. So what helped us on that front is that our landlord was so awesome and had chosen great tenants, had also really looked out for our security, provided great locks and great systems. So definitely pray for those things and try to seek them out. Yeah, and I would say there's always things that are being sold or being rented, so you have some options. But be careful about the location. Packing? Yeah, we packed plenty of stuff. We didn't need to pack that much on a lot of fronts. If I had just known that you could like go to the mall and get a bunch of things, I probably wouldn't have packed as much. Amazon again was nice because the weight didn't matter. We were glad to have our good pan. I was glad to have different clothes, and like Tivas or Chacos or something. What else? Martha had advised us to bring bedding because that was expensive. That was nice. I wouldn't really want to rebuy that there. Some comfort things. I didn't really bring very many of them, but um, stuff that you don't feel really at home without, I think is really worth it, especially if it's not like, if it's your, Pantene shampoo, like you can buy that there. Don't worry about it. But if it's something else that's special, I would say go for it. I wish sometimes that I hadn't brought that many clothes, or like we didn't need to bring that many tea towels or stuff like that. I brought some pictures with us. I was glad to have those. What else? Yeah, something though that you would buy at like Walmart. A lot of that you can get there, so don't worry about it too much. People wear, as far as what people wear and what to pack on that front, some perspectives are really conservative and kind of advise you almost like on a trip that like, oh, come and wear long skirts, less pants as a general rule, and things that cover your shoulders, and that's really good, and there will be times that you need to wear that. Going to our CCCs is often one of those times, but I wore pants frequently to our CCCs. That wasn't a problem because things have changed a lot over the last decade. Pants are common, tank tops are common in general. Yeah, if I were going into a compound, I would dress more conservatively, cover my shoulders when I can, and I'd be more likely to wear a long skirt. But that's not your whole wardrobe. Like, don't just bring those things by any means, because that's not what you're going to wear the most of the time. At the office, or if you're doing therapy, yeah, pants and shirts or dresses, whatever you'd wear like as a teacher. Jeans are common. And then in your personal life outside of that, there's a wide range. So there are occasions where people just wear normal Old Navy dresses that aren't, maybe they're hitting you about your knee. They're not too short, but they're not like ankle length either. There are occasions where people wear shorts. I didn't always feel comfortable wearing shorts just because it wasn't as common. You'll notice pretty quickly that what you see white people wearing is different than what Zambians are wearing. And that's not very weird to them. That's just expected that you're going to look different and dress different. So if you want to wear sensible shorts to get groceries, that's fine. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's okay too. I wouldn't wear them to the office, or definitely not in a compound, but bring some shorts because it's hot, so you're going to want to wear them around your house. And bring cold weather clothes because it gets pretty cold. So yeah, your favorite sweaters or sweatshirts, things like that. Closed-toed shoes for when it's cold. Some rain boots. I wore my Tivas a lot because they could get dirty. They were like rubbery Chaco kind of shoes. Yeah, I wore those a lot. You could wear rain boots. Teachers will wear like flip-flops and then they'll bring their flats and they'll change at work. That's an option. It depends on how close you're going to be. What else? Yeah, I brought some like cosmetics that I couldn't get there, or things like that. Deodorant, they don't have, they didn't, at least when we were there, they didn't have stick deodorant. They only have roll-on. So that was a weird thing. I would get some roll-on deodorant if you like that and bring it, because for some reason they just don't have any. Makeup, you're not going to find makeup that's the same stuff you buy in the States. So that'd be a good idea. And yeah, those are my main thoughts initially. And what you'll do for fun, it really depends. I mean, even amongst us who were there at the same time, we did different things. Yeah, people go out or go to restaurants. There are different places to eat. I really like doing that. There are a lot of sports that are an option, rugby, frisbee. I didn't do that either, but a lot of people love that. Again, bring your shorts because you're going to wear your Nike shorts to go play frisbee. And yeah, I guess your standard things for fun. There's a movie theater. I got into golf. I took golf lessons because they were really cheap because things are just do not cost as much in general. So golf lessons were really, really affordable. So I would go hit golf balls for fun. I started swimming. That was really fun for me. Sitting at the pool or then swimming like for exercise. There's a gym you can go to, several gyms. Some people do CrossFit. There's, yeah, different places to eat. You can really learn to cook a lot of things because, again, a lot of, like, all the vegetables are inexpensive, so it's a good time to work on your cooking. And we got to know a lot of people from church. That was really fun for us, kind of going along with what they were doing or just hanging out at different people's houses. People also go to different lodges and kind of explore within Zambia. Going to Lower Zambezi or some of the national parks is really nice. So if you're able to do that, yeah, definitely take advantage of it. Even beyond, Victoria Falls, that's a great place to go, but there's other places people go for 3-day weekends pretty often. Some people even go for a 2-day weekend and drive 4 hours, stay at a lodge. That's not that much money. Go out on the water, on the river, sleep there, come back. There are a lot of those options. You can Google Lower Zambezi lodges. Lots of things will come up. Or again, look on that Expat Zambia. I mean, as soon as you get on that, just explore with what people are saying and use the search feature because people ask all kinds of questions on there, even once they've already moved. Okay, those are the main things so far.